Today is a fun day because I think when we show up to the shop together, you and I, we are gonna come to a surprise. There is something awesome, maybe, at my shop. I don't know if it was delivered yet, but I'm extremely excited. If you guys know what my dream car is from my childhood, not my Skyline, there is something that is very specific. I actually own one, so if you follow this channel, you already know. I bought another one of something that I own, sight unseen. Like I bought it online, I had it shipped to my door from Texas. I'm in New Hampshire. I don't know what to expect, and you guys are gonna see it for the first time right alongside with me. I'm 30 seconds away from my shop. Let's go head over and check out this surprise. I hope we're in for a treat, not a disaster. 5 seconds away. There's a tractor trailer truck delivering my 2 vehicles. I bought 2 vehicles from the same buyer in Texas. Here we go, let's drive by. He's pulling up right now, causing a scene and some traffic. There we go, right on the end. My top has not blown off. That is a Dodge Viper and a Cadillac Escalade EXT. Super excited to see these 2 cars. The EXT does have a clean title. The Viper has a reconstructed title. I think it was in a collision like 15 years ago. Let's go turn around and check out this car. White out, this guy is causing some chaos. There it is, covered in dust, dirt, and road debris. Cool, and also cool. What's great is Texas, no rust. Covered in dirt. Oh, this is gonna need a good wash. We have something right there, something flaking off right here. This is made of aluminum, they oxidize underneath. This is the same problem with my Viper. It looks like they texture coated this and it's flaking off. These tires are near impossible to find and they're near bald. What's the date on them? Let's see. DOT 76857. I actually don't know how to read those. I think it started. Let's find out. Yeah, it's running. No jump. Oh, it's so low. Is it gonna scrape? Look at how wide those tires are. Look at how wide that tire is. That is unbelievable. And there are no brains to this car at all. It just is all muscle. It's just raw power. That is cool looking. Oh, it's gonna scrape. Awesome, it is filthy. Well, let's check out the inside and see how it runs. So we slide this open because you'll see there's no exterior door handle. We open the door from right here and step in. Vinyl seats look like they're in pretty good shape. Aftermarket speakers missing the speaker cover. These are notorious for fading, but it actually looks like it's been oddly repainted. There used to be gray. This one is just weirdly discolored. These always break, so the fact that the roof is intact and made it here from Texas blows my mind. 28,525 miles. Ooh, the clutch feels different than mine. Sounds healthy. 6-speed transmission. Ooh, the throttle's different than mine too. Well, today's my day off, so I'm gonna go and come back tomorrow and we're gonna go at this thing. We're just gonna go to town, try to bring it back to life, check it out, drive it, have fun with it, hopefully love it, and then hopefully sell it for a profit. Until tomorrow. This right here is a 1995 Dodge Viper RT10, 6-liter V10 with 405 horsepower. This is Gen 1. This is the original Dodge Viper, designed by Carroll Shelby. And one of you reached out and told me about it. This car's been sitting in Texas for years. I think it has like 25,000 miles on it. How you see it now is how it showed up. Like, look at, I love the dirt. All of this dirt, all of these sticks and leaves and stuff on the hood is how I was hoping this car would show up. The headlights are oxidized. Underneath all this dirt and nastiness, I'm thinking, let's see, is gonna come out pretty great. So we're gonna do a paint correction on it. We're gonna do a headlight restoration on it. Look at this roof. The roof is completely caved in. What I love about it is these sliding windows. I have a 1994 Viper RT10 with 9,000 miles that never gets driven. It just sits on my lip. Zip windows, zip up windows. These are sliding windows. The door handle's actually right here. This is how you get in this car. And then you sit inside, and honestly, I've never been in one without the roof broken. It touches your head, so we're gonna remove, oh, look at it, doesn't have the side support. That one has. Honestly, every Viper I've ever been in, this is what it's like driving. We're gonna tear this thing apart. We're gonna try to bring it back to life. This is kind of funny. This dashboard, usually painted by now. This is, I think, original and faded. They didn't come like a lot of work to restore these things. We're missing a speaker cover right here. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to find that. This car is dirty. We're gonna get like everywhere. Ow, that hurt. I love finding. No, I've already replaced the battery. We've already checked the fluids. So you're kind of like, we fast forward a little bit because I wanted to make sure we were getting a decent car for this video. So it should start. Emergency brake is on so we don't slide down the hill. Is the side pipes. These are side exhausts. In the second version of Gen 1, the exhaust came out the middle. So like 96, 97, they changed the exhaust to here. I have a Viper. Honestly, my wife won't drive in it because every time she gets out, she burns her legs. It's usually like a date night. She's in like a sundress. She gets out, burns her legs, and she has a giant welt on the inside of her calf for weeks. So she hates these cars. As this generation went on, they changed the exhaust to the rear for that reason. Now the other issue, these are the original wheels. They don't make this size tire anymore. And I guarantee you this is an old tire. Look at 2002. This tire is 21 years old, doesn't have a lot of tread, but what's hard to find is these in original wheels. Trans Am, that was a Bandit Trans Am. Because people can't find these tires, so they changed the wheels out. So it's tough to find these with the original wheels and good tires, which my red one has. This one, not so much. So I'm not quite sure what we're gonna do with that yet. Listen to her go. Like, this car sounds great. So let's pull it in the garage. Let's check it out a little bit better. First thing I'm gonna do, I love detailing cars. I'm gonna take a power washer to this thing and clean it up. I wanna see it shine before I do anything else. Step one is moving it out of the dirt. Number one, this car can't be driven with the roof on. I'm gonna try, but I'm hoping maybe this is just put on incorrectly. Number two, it is hot as F in this car. I was looking forward to washing it. I just got a call from my wife saying I'm late for a dinner date. So next scene, you'll see me wash it, but that won't be for the next day or two. 28,527 miles. We do have all the white gauges. It is equipped with factory AC. The radio has been changed out. My red Viper has the factory radio, and it doesn't work. And this thing is like all wired so oddly that it's really difficult to actually install an aftermarket radio. Look at these chips. So I guess this thing was repainted here. Here you can tell. And it does have, great, I don't have an iPhone, but that's convenient.
A few days later.
So I've been following this replica Ferrari kit car because it's local to my area. It's for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Turns out the owner of this car, his son, is a fan of the show and never misses an episode. So he popped in to say hello. He's over here in the Hummer. Let's go say hi to Ian.
I don't think I should, because I have a chip too.
I don't think anyone will care. But you know what? If you don't like it, then I'll delete it. So Ian,
Make sure to get my good side.
Ian seems like he never misses an episode. 'Cause
Yeah.
you knew every car.
Yeah.
You knew Puppet Al over there.
Well, how could you not?
And you just watched our newest Hummer video.
Yeah.
Here you go, start it up.
Dead automatic?
Are you sure?
It's an automatic. Yeah,
You
go right
trust
ahead.
me?
Yeah, absolutely. Try it out. Oh, we needed one more turn. Yeah, and it's big, right? So tell people, like, it doesn't look as big on camera as it really is.
It doesn't.
You can't reach the other side from here. No, I can't unlock the door from here.
Holy crap, this is awesome.
You want to say hi to anybody specific on the internet?
Hello, people of the internet.
Macaroons.com. I might as well give it a shout out. They own macaroons.com and they ship worldwide. So shout out to macaroons.com.
Thank you.
Maybe your dad will give me a deal on his Ferrari now.
No.
Welcome back. The weekend is over. And I thought since we're doing a video about Vipers, I would bring my Viper and get my son in on the action. Possibly thinking about starting a YouTube channel for him because he's 13. He's going to start thinking about buying his first car. So maybe we can do a flip series into his first car coming up. I don't know. But here is my Viper. 9,000 miles. It comes out once to twice a year and goes from my house to here, gets an inspection sticker, gets a wash, maybe a car show if we find one, maybe ice cream once a year, and then it goes back in the garage up on the left and it just sits there. But this is the example of a perfect Viper. And even this perfect Viper, these are aluminum. They oxidize. You can still see the oxidation bubbles right there, which drive me nuts. And this has the zipper window, not the slider window that I was telling you about. I do have to open my doors from here as well. You can unzip them. And then factory radio, I actually do have the vent for that. But you can also see how I've had to repaint that dash. They all need to be repainted. And original wheels, good tires. I keep those tires in excellent shape because I can't replace them. And this is our awesome red Dodge Viper RT10. So take a look at this one. See, the headlights are clean. And then I'm hoping I can clean this one to be as nice as, oh geez, that one. And here's what I meant by cool. Like this right here, oh geez, I don't want to rip it. Come on, man, just come on easily. Look at a calendar from 2015 has my car on the cover. What is that, 22 years later? There's still a photo of my car on the cover of a calendar. Thank you, Logan. On top of that, let's go over here. Look at it. They make Hot Wheels of this car. That's how cool this car is, and it's like crazy affordable. That's gonna be like 35 to 40 grand. And they have that car on the cover of calendars and make Hot Wheels of it. That is so neat. Before we even get to power washing, which I'm really looking forward to doing, I'm going to do a headlight restoration. You can see the headlights are really foggy, really cloudy, really hazy. Now, if I wash the entire car and then polish the entire car and then do the headlights, all the headlight residue is gonna run down the headlights, all over the bumper, all over the car again. So I'm kind of doing this out of order according to what we normally do, but according to this order of operations, it makes the most sense. I'm gonna do the headlights first, and then we're gonna go do the car. We're gonna wash the car, we're gonna polish the car, do a paint correction, and the headlights will already be done. Now, what I'm going to start with is 1000 grit sandpaper. You can buy headlight restoration kits everywhere. Not completely necessary. You can do a lot by hand. I bought 1000 grit sandpaper, then I'm gonna go up to 1500 grit. Then I have 3000 on a wheel that we're gonna buff it with, and then that we're gonna wet sand it with, and then we're gonna use rubbing compounds, diamond cuts, and polishes after that. So it's multiple steps. It'll probably take me 45 minutes, but take a look at these headlights now, and then I'll show you after 1000 grit, then I'll show you after 1500, and so on through each step. Now, oftentimes you can tape the paint, which I should, I'm not going to in this case, but I wanna keep the headlight wet the whole time. So as I'm wet sanding in circles, I wanna keep a wet edge the entire time. And this is gonna start to come off yellow, and then from yellow, it's gonna go white, and then from white to clear. And then when it's clear, that's when I know I'm ready for my next step. Now, I don't want to stop using the heavy grit first because this is where all the hard work is. If you skip this step, you're just gonna have some hard work later. This is gonna do a lot of the work for you as you're wet sanding. And you'll see here, the color's coming off when it's wet. This is what this headlight's gonna look like dry when we're finished. So I think these are gonna come out pretty nice. You just go in small circles throughout the whole headlight, watch your paint, or if you think you're gonna hit your paint, tape it off. Now you'll see we're at like a milky consistency. This is about where we wanna be. It's a nice smooth finish, and we have, again, like a milky consistency on everything. I can rinse that off and move on to the next step. It feels like I'm rubbing texture when I start, and then in this area it feels smooth, so that's how you know the difference. When it just glides over the glass or the plastic, you know you're just about done. And then a few minutes later, after we've switched to 1500, and you can see the milky consistency's gone, and now it's kind of a clear texture. That I'm gonna wipe off, and then I start polishing. Now this is about what the finished product should be, but it's still wet. In 30 seconds or so, that's gonna start to cloud up completely white, and you're not gonna be able to see it. That's what I want. And even still, you can see the difference from here to what it was. So you'll see it's nice and cloudy. It's only been 30 seconds or so. That's what I want it to look like. Now, I'm gonna start using a Pro Speed compound, then a diamond cut, then a polish. So 3 steps here, 3 different foams, and I'm gonna use a drill. So just high speed, and I'm gonna clean it right up 1 step at a time. I did end up taping the edges off now that we're not using water because I don't want the diamond cut and the rubbing compound to hit the paint and create swirl marks and deep cuts in the paint. So now we're just gonna wipe off our first coat of rubbing compound, and then we're gonna go to diamond cut after this. And if you look closely from angles, you can see deep cuts, deep swirl marks and scratches. That's what we're gonna start to work out with the diamond cut and then the polish. Here's after our diamond cut, and just to put it in comparison, that's the before, that's the after. I'm probably 15 minutes invested so far, maybe 20 on one headlight. Now we're gonna do a fine polish and we should be finished. And that's my final product. Now, a lot of those little, that looks like fingerprints, are actually inside the lens, but that is my finished glow. From that to that, not bad. Now it's on to the next one. Finished product of the headlights, both sides. And now comes to my favorite part, the first wash. I'm pumped about this. Here is the car before our first wash. Headlights look great, but hopefully these stains come out. I'm thinking it's gonna look good just after a wash. It's been sitting out, so it's just, I'm hoping dirt, and I'm gonna give it, let's blow everything off first so I don't just make mud. Look at that wiper, how long that's been sitting. So pumped about those headlights now. I guess we should probably do under the hood before we even get into water. What's interesting about the Dodge Vipers is there's no hood latch under the dash. It's right here. So if we go right here, we'll pull the latch down and this pops up right here. Then we'll reach under here, pull the lever to the side, lift up there, and then the hood is all fiberglass. Be careful not to twist it. You lift. This is the first time I've had the hood open. Air box is cracked. That's a weird crack. And what do they use? They use Gorilla Glue. The engine is clean. That engine is really clean. Blowing the acorns out of there, which I don't see. That's a good sign. Typically, chipmunk squirrels all hide under there, under the intake plenum, so we'll find acorns. Not seeing any is a huge deal. Yeah, nothing. Nothing in here, nothing in there. That, I expected to see an entire nest in there. The way the water's beating up looks like it still kind of has a coat of wax on it underneath. So just from a rinse made a huge difference. I'm gonna spray an iron-off treatment on everything now. Shouldn't do this in the sun because it's gonna dry really quickly. I'm gonna have to keep it wet. But I'm gonna spray it on everything. Get all the nastiness off, and then I can use a soapy wash after this. I'm gonna have to do side by side because the sun is gonna just dry this so quickly. Here it is after a wash. Now we're gonna do a clay bar on it while it's wet and remove everything. So we're starting from a fresh surface. This side's already done, but I wanna show you something. I'm gonna wet it all down. And if you look in the paint, you can kind of see all the stipple in the paint. Watch how different it is after I clay bar it. See how the dirt has come off and it's smooth, or at least it will be. All right, roughly 10 minutes later, we're done. This is what it looks like now. We're gonna give it a hand wash. We did the windshield, the lights, the mirrors, every inch of the car has been clay barred, and a lot of junk came off. Now we're gonna hand wash this thing with a lot of soap and see how it comes out. Before we give it a wash and a final polish, I'm gonna clean the inside because I don't wanna be blowing all that stuff all over the car. So we're gonna detail the inside, then we're gonna give it a final wash, buff and polish the exterior, and cosmetically, she should be finished. Fun fact about the Vipers, these seats, I thought these seats pull out. Mine pulls right out. Yeah, my seat cushion literally just pulls right up like that and pulls out. That was really easy doing just a little coupe. So now we have the interior completely clean. I'm gonna end up doing a trim black on that dash because that looks pretty bad, but everything else is clean. I gotta get a speaker cover for that right there, and we'll paint that black. Now it's just a wash and polish, and we're gonna clean the wheels and tires, and then we can do like the real fine detailing, like the fine work, like the center cone, silver speaker covers, all those things. And we'll do a full service in the garage. How cool is this? Came with the original Viper floor mats. I gotta make sure mine has the original Viper floor mats, because if it doesn't, I just scored a new set of Viper floor mats. All right, soapy wash, then it goes in the garage. These things are actually a pretty easy repair, so I'm gonna use glue. I'm just gonna use a spray adhesive, and then I'll tape it down till the spray adhesive dries. It'll work way better. And here we go, just after a wash. This is what it looks like. It's already shining incredibly. I mean, there really aren't a lot of scratches or swirl marks. We've got a scratch right here. There's an imperfection in the paint right there. It's kind of a bubble. A little bit of a scratch right there, but this car hasn't even waxed yet. When I took the window off, I realized that this pillar was broken, and that is like not an easily searchable item. We're gonna remove the dash and paint that, but look at how nice these floor mats came out. I dyed that floor mat. We're gonna get that today. I was not expecting it to come out this nice. This floor mat is like near new, and there we go. And I'm gonna hit those side pipes too again once everything's finished. Wow, what a difference. And I'm also gonna let this sit here so the glue can set and dry. Pretty pleased already. So you can see in the light, first of all, the car looks incredible, but you can see in the light the swirl marks off the paint. This is stuff we want to get rid of, and this is when you do what's called paint correction. So we're gonna do a paint correction on the car in just one small area to try it out and see how it works. There's a couple scuffs on the hood here and here that I want to get rid of, as well as all those swirl marks. And this car just keeps getting better and better. All right, we're gonna pause the video here because it's probably a long video. I don't know if you guys want to watch long videos or short videos, or maybe you wanted to watch this whole video video in one sitting. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna pause it here and tell me if you'd rather and prefer longer videos. And in part 2, we're gonna bring this thing back to life. We're gonna put it on the road and we're gonna make it beautiful. It's already becoming beautiful. I can see the potential finally. I love that. We're gonna go test drive it and then hopefully we're gonna sell it at the end for a profit. Stay tuned for part 2 and subscribe down below, and there's a bell. So if you hit the bell right here, you get notifications for part 2. That way you can join us in the live premiere. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Adios.